Welcome to part 4 of our summer adventure. So on this day we drove south. We heard the water was bad from the end of Mari's Loop, but otherwise it was still doable. We took it slow and enjoyed the change of scenery.
On one of our drives, we were lucky enough to catch a glimpse of this lilac-breasted roller in perfect light, one of Carmen's favorite birds. The 8 distinctive colors of this bird make it really easy to spot. They are found throughout eastern and southern Africa, as well as the southern region of the Arabian Peninsula. We came across this really beautiful goshawk stomping on the ground, which got us super excited for the mere fact that where you see a goshawk on the ground, there will likely be a honey badger nearby. We have never seen a honey badger in the wild.
We had an easy afternoon around camp, which is a great advantage of having more time at each camp when in the Kgalagadi. We spent time walking around the various campsites, looking for the smaller creatures, like the yellow mongoose, which is distinctive with its yellow body and orange eyes. An interesting fact is that they are immune to neurotoxic venom, such as that of a Cape cobra, and often will kill and eat them.
we found these incredibly beautiful swallowtail bee-eaters hunting near the road on one of our afternoon drives. I find them such a challenge to photograph as they are super busy birds. These birds have a preference for honeybees. They nest as pairs or in very small colonies in sandy banks or similar flat ground. The bee-eaters are immune to their prey's venom and can consume up to 300 wasps or bees on a daily basis.
So that afternoon we were given a warning of a storm coming through. Prior to the storm, it was an incredible evening. As a family, like many other campers, we always bring sporting equipment with us to the bush with our kids, and largely we play soccer, cricket and volleyball. That evening we started a small game with our kids, and it soon became a campsite game with many other youngsters joining in. That campsite game became a day-night match using one of the tall LED lights we had, while watching the storm slowly come in, lighting up the sky in spectacular fashion. It was still at that stage very beautiful.
We did receive a warning early in the day, but thought nothing of it because the skies were pretty clear except for the dark clouds in the distance. Before we knew it, the storm was upon us and we needed to take precautions. Just shows how quickly these Kalahari storms move in, so always heed the warnings given in the park.
Soon, however, the wind picked up and things started getting a little crazy. We battened down the hatches, as one would say, helped a few fellow campers that needed to get gazebos down quickly, and got inside our tent. It got loud and terrifying. The thunder and lightning sounded like it was just outside our tent. The light show and colors were beautiful and terrifying all at once. Within the first 2 hours, it had snapped a pole in half, which, by the way, we thought could not break, and ripped our reinforced awning zip right off the canvas. The lights got destroyed, and we quickly had to unplug all our electrical to avoid any damage to our trailer or appliances. It was a long night, and the rain did not stop, and we did not sleep. In the morning we got up, reluctantly, to assess the damage. Fortunately, it stopped at the awning and the pole. Others were not so lucky, with many being flooded out of their tents and into their cars, and it seemed very few got any sleep. The next day was all about cleanup and rest. We quickly became friends with new neighbors and all commiserated our losses after all the panic. Also to note, it was still hot at 36 degrees, but markedly better than the last 4 days. If you've ever been in a storm and have interesting stories or memories regarding what had happened, please share down below. It's always interesting to hear what other people have experienced. We went out for a drive later that day. We had heard that we had 35 mils of rain in that one night, and that Dikbar's Kalk had 75 mils of rain, which had consequently caused major damage that was being repaired quite quickly. We also heard that the road from Rivieren to Nossob was unpassable. I don't know if this was true. If you know, let us know. But that people were diverted over Long Dune Road to come to us. But even from Long Dune Road to Nossob, I think was extremely difficult, and cars were advised not to go up. We've started to feel a lot more at ease about being in Nossob, and that our car would be able to withstand the corrugations and the water. It was really good to feel like we were safe and our car was reliable. Like with many other cars, it was now commonplace for number plates to have fallen off, both in the water and by the corrugations. In fact, outside the reception office was an amusing, if not frightful, array of car parts, most especially license plates that were being collected by people as they checked in or came to hand in their permits. People would pick them up on the side of the road and return them to the office, hoping that the owner would still be in camp. It's quite a common question to be asked. Why on earth do we do this as our choice of holiday? And the reality is, I don't think we've ever felt quite so alive as we do when we're in the Kgalagadi. When we are there, it feels like all our senses are awakened. And even though you will find many challenges in a harsh and arid park like the Kgalagadi, you will also find a peace like no other. Have you been to the park? And if you have, please let us know down below what you keep going back for. The spotted eagle owls were beautiful. They came out at night to hunt. They feed on small mammals such as rodents and shrews, and they are almost a certain sighting in camp when visiting Nossob. We have seen them in all seasons, winter and summer. Thankfully, the night after the storm was really calm and beautiful, so we had a wonderful time chatting and laughing with campers that night.
An interesting fact about the spotted eagle owl is that their faces are shaped in such a way that it reflects sound towards the ear openings so that the sound is amplified. Due to this adaptation, they are able to catch their prey in almost total darkness, purely from sound alone.
Next time we travel up north to Polenswa and to Laia's dry picnic site. We also start to see the transformation in the park from the rain.